we got to play Speechless, which we
Yes.
talked about also in our Gen Con episode.
Yes, and that was a lot of fun.
Basically, it's charades, but instead of calling out the answers, everybody writes them down on a whiteboard and tries to guess 6 words in a row as one person acts them out. We did it with a full group, actually bigger than what they suggest.
Technically.
They say 2 to 8. We had 9 people, but you technically don't need one person to have a scoreboard. They're acting it out, so you could do it with 9.
And it worked fine.
It worked. I'll talk about it. Why the only thing I thought about it.
Well, no, there's one thing, but I think I know what you're going to say, and we'll wait until we get there. But
Don't you like when we tease things 2 minutes from now?
But the game itself, let's focus on the mechanics. I think it works really well because, one, I like the silence part and just drawing because I think that way, first of all, because of a certain show, we don't get someone going, Jackal, Jackal, it's a Jackal, Jackal, Jackal.
And for when there's 8 people in a room, you're not shouting over each other. It's not chaos. Who said that first?
Going to the WarioWare, we also played a little video games, and you played WarioWare game with drawing, and then it'd be like first person shout.
It was the same thing.
Like, who said chair first?
Right. You avoid that problem.
Yeah.
It's a super simple game. I mean, it is, if there's the biggest valid criticism of it, I would say, is that it is so similar to charades. You almost might feel like, but you'll probably be able to pick it up for $20, $25 max once it's
No,
stores.
I think that's a fair criticism. It did remind me of another game like that. There used to be a game we used to play like, where you would say like, all right, you'd have 5 categories. Everyone had 5 categories. First one would be animal, then like board game, then movie, then music, then car. And then we go, all right, first we're doing the letter R. Everyone would write something that starts with the letter R in each category.
Okay.
And then you compare them and see if someone matched, you'd actually no one would get points. This is the opposite. If you match, you actually get points.
Yeah.
So like, it's definitely very like, I feel it just borrows off almost like games that don't need you to buy something.
Yeah, but for a casual party thing, I mean, it's very easy. It's super fun to get people to play. The thing that I was going to say about the number of players, which we talked about, the only thing is you play a certain number of rounds depending on how many players you have. If in our game each of us just went up to act out something once.
Yes.
I kind of thought it'd be, I wanted to do that again. I felt like
we also mentioned that we honestly could have done it twice.
Could have, but first
no, I would have rather. I mean, I would love to do this with 5 people because it has 10 and everyone gets 2. So I definitely agree with that criticism. But to me, playing with the 8 and 9 people wasn't like...
Yeah, and I wouldn't call it a criticism, it's just like something that I would like about the other version more. It was still lots of fun.
Yeah, and it was really funny, especially when I got the word coconut, because I had no idea what to do with that. Honestly, I did a Hail Mary, and of course no one got it, because I don't know why you would, and tried to act out Executor from Pokemon, because I didn't know what else to do.
It was
and then
good.
Later, Neil came up with an amazing
You're like,
one.
how would you even do it? And Neil was like, he basically just mimed the exact thing a coconut is, and we're just like, oh wow.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my god, why didn't I do that? And there were some other great things there, but definitely, I think it was one that we're happy with the purchase.
If you like games...
Oh, actually, one big criticism about it.
What?
Yellow markers.
Oh, yes. It came with multiple colors of dry erase markers, 2 of which were yellow. And you could barely read it on your sheet.
So if you're watching this, that's our one thing.
Get your own markers.
Either get your own markers, or if you're Asmodee... Is it Asmodee?
No, Arcane Wonders.
Arcane Wonders? No more yellow markers. No more.
I have no idea.
We love everything else. Take that out.
Really bizarre choice.
But moving on.
Still good. The other one that we got to play, which is Asmodee, was Captain Sonar. This was a big hotness one. We got a ton of views on our Captain Sonar preview from Gen Con. We finally got to play a full game.
We got to play 2 games, really.
Yeah, that's true.
We did both the turn-based, because we wanted to learn, and an actual live. Both of them were very interesting.
So it's a submarine game. You're on 2 teams. It's a lot like Battleship, but as everybody has their own specific role, and as you said, in the main version of the game, it takes place in real time, so everyone's taking their turns as fast as they can go. And we had a full team of 8 people to 2 teams of 4. I got to do 2 different roles, and so did you, I think.
Yep.
So... what did you like? Which roles did you like?
I loved my 2 roles, the
Okay.
captain and the radio.
Okay.
The captain's fun because you're right. You're running the ship. I mean, how could you not like that? We were both captains first game.
Yeah.
And that was fantastic because the first
Oh
game
my God.
was turn-based. And for whatever reason, we both used sonar stuff. Turns out we were side by side.
We had like almost the exact same
Not
route.
only that, we both our radio operators missed a move, the same move. So we both then were confused about where the other person was.
Yeah.
And then I thought maybe we made a mistake and I might know where you are, in which I launched a torpedo and a mine and actually killed you.
Yeah.
It was really amazing. Like, because, and I actually were like, let's end here. I'm like, you know what, can we use our bombs and stuff? And you're like, yeah, you know what, let's see if you hit us. And then it turned to be direct hits both times.
It was pretty brutal. It was pretty brutal.
But it was amazing. It was just hilarious.
It was a weird game for sure.
Definitely not
real-time version.
Real-time, thank you, that's the word. Definitely the preferred method. I think it was a lot more fun. It makes more sense with the game mechanics. I mean, it was nice to play the turn first to learn the roles.
For sure.
And that one was a lot more interesting, much more of an actual dogfight, which I liked. It definitely felt more like a back and forth.
It really does feel like, because you're moving your subs at the same time in the same waters.
And it's actually really funny because you do sort of, especially me, because my role was the radio man in that one. In that one, I'm actually not listening as much to my own team as I am listening to your team.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Which is really fun, and it's for a puzzle trying to find it, which I think you'd love. You'd really love that role.
From what I've seen, I think the two you did are to me, look like the most fun roles.
Yes.
I didn't get to try radio operator. I really want to. The other one I did was engineer, where you're checking off systems depending on which direction you move. You have to manage that. Then there's also the first mate who deals with charging systems and using them. I do.
So technically, you've also done first mate.
That's true. I tried first mate at Gen
So you've
Con.
done everything but radio.
I do really feel like those other engineer and first mate are much more. You're not really making very many decisions. You are, but a lot of it is really dependent on what you think the captain and then the first mate and so on want you to do. So I felt like radio operator and captain seemed more fun to me. It seemed like there was more agency. It was your radio operators kind of doing their own thing and helping people, and also engineer is also definitely the most complex, at least initially, like the way things work.
I'm definitely afraid of ever doing that one. I wanted to bring up something I totally forgot.
You can do it.
Oh, going back to how I'm listening to you, and this is where nothing that comes fun. I heard you guys talking earlier, for example, like maybe we should surface and do this and stuff.
Right.
And then there came a point where we're taking damage. I'm like, guys, we should surface, and like really, like trust me. And like when our team said surface, all of a sudden you're like, guys, we should surface too.
Yeah, because when you surface, you're vulnerable. But if you both surface at the same time, it's like whatever.
It was just really funny how it's sort of like it's true. So we both realized,
we both screwed up. We better do this.
It definitely was. I mean, it's gonna be hard to do with less people. I don't know how.
I was thinking, like I said about the other roles, I do think 3 and 3 might be pretty good.
Might be. I think the first mate can be collapsed.
You could easily add first mate to captain.
And I think that's probably the biggest problem with first mate, the fact that he's so easily collapsed.
Yeah.
But to me, this definitely was unbelievably fun. A lot more fun than I thought. Like I thought I was gonna enjoy it, but like actually the live and actually the puzzle. Like one of the reasons we won the second game, my team, because I think I actually switched sides.
Yeah, we switched sides.
We were shuffling around with people and stuff. But we won because even though you did the stealth drive, which lets you be silent, because at the second board, it was sort of fun, like, oh, wait, okay, I'm going to draw their path before there, and then they can only be here and here. So I was able to match lines up there and stuff. And
yeah, there's a lot of really cool deduction and strategies.
Definitely.
And there's extra maps. We only did the basic map. There's all kinds of cool ones.
The ice one sounds fantastic.
Yeah, where if everything's covered in ice and if you want to surface, you better go somewhere without ice over it or you take damage.
So and it was also really fun to when we're doing the repair with the lines. It was really funny because you guys finished first, and then we're like,
oh yeah,
and you're just like, no.
Yeah, you have to draw inside of the lines.
But it definitely seems. I'm very curious to see other people play because it seemed both of our games, because we sort of save up. It seems to be like as soon as you know where they are, you're just dropping everything on them.
Right. Yeah. I think the maps will definitely change that.
I want to know how other people, if there's more like, all right, he's got 1 damage, now 2 damage. Oh, they got 3 now, so they're gonna play much more defensively. Like it seemed like for us, it was just like, all right, we're going all in now. Launch the mine, we'll take the damage, launch the torpedo, we're going all in.
Yeah. Definitely interesting to see the meta game arise in that. Yeah, a lot of fun.
One thing I think our group's mostly fine with it. I can see it depends who you're playing with. There is a really good chance of a mistake happening.
Sure. Well, it's like Space Alert. I think part of the game is you have to try to pay attention and keep up.
My only issue, maybe like not saying you got damaged or something because you didn't know. My only problem with that compared to Space Alert is that this isn't cooperative.
That's true.
But you have to take that with a grain of salt if there's a mistake here and there. So I'm warning you, if you have someone who would get very aggressive on that, then maybe this isn't the game for you.
Yeah, right. You don't want a perfectionist on your team necessarily.
Oh God, if they're your captain?
Yeah, could be a little scary.
But overall, amazing game. A lot of fun.